Blessed is the man or woman or person who has suffered. They have found the life. Jesus said, blessed is they who have suffered, they have found the life. Has suffered. Past tense. Any person who ever attempted to free themselves from the insidious attachment to things material has suffered. Overcoming the attachment, if you were a long-term smoker or drinking excessively, to being a workaholic, attachment to the pursuit of monetary gains, your ego driving you to materialist acquisitions. In fact, overcoming any attachment to all things, actions, emotions, those who become addicted to their anger, the chemicals that are released in the body from being in some extreme emotional state, desires, thoughts, even other people, codependency, results in suffering. If you've experienced none of these attachments, then you are blessed. Congratulations. You are already free. You have found life. You have found the risen metahuman ascendancy in the new earth golden age timeline, that life, the new life. But there is a subtle trap set for us on that path, on our journey towards the new earth, towards freedom, the fifth dimension. It seems that we convince ourselves that we shall make spiritual progress by placing allegiance to other people rather than to our higher self, our soul. Members of religious orders may feel such subservience towards their monastic orders or their elders. People in the military, lower army ranks, towards their military superiors, employees, towards their bosses. And more often than not, wives toward their husbands. But there's also a category of people, particularly after periods of armed conflicts, wars, who claim, I was just carrying out my orders. All of these allegiances are wrong. Blaming our own lack of discrimination on others shall never remove our total responsibility for our actions. Neither an army general, nor a priest, nor a rabbi, nor a domineering husband shall assume the blame for our misdeeds. We are assured that they will pay their full debt on their own, even as you and I will for listening to them. Jesus makes it quite clear. Yeshua makes it quite clear. Sananda makes it quite clear. Lao Tzu makes it quite clear. The Buddha makes it quite clear. Any number of emissaries of light. Sadhguru makes it quite clear. Paramahansa Yogananda makes it quite clear. The Bhagavad Gita makes it quite clear that no man can serve two masters. This statement applies to any form of duality. We may think that we shall gain spiritual growth by serving our superiors, our spiritual mentors, our husbands, our wives, rather than God, rather than that still small voice within you that is your voice of source-connected, self-empowered, sovereign, human, higher self, your angelic self, a form, in a sense, of indirect worship when you pay attention to these other voices in this 3D fallen world, and you don't listen to your own voice, to your own higher self, connected to your source, connected awareness. In doing so, more often than not, all we do is try to satisfy our own emotional needs. God is one. The same divine entity resides within all men, all women, all of life. Life of service is a beautiful life, a life with many rewards, a life that can assure tremendous spiritual progress. And if we are so advanced as to perceive the divine self within our bosses, our husbands, our wives, our army generals, all is well. If we are not so advanced as yet, we would better be sure that we do not hinder the spiritual progress of people we associate with by paying too much attention to their body, their emotional needs, their stature, social standing, money or power, or even their minds, rather than the spirit which resides within them, the spirit which flows throughout all of creation, because all is God. Everything is a creation, is a vibration frequency within the mind of God. Jesus also said, look upon the living one as long as you live, lest you die, and seek to see him and be unable to see. This is why this saying from Jesus, Yeshua, this points out why this moment right now, this awareness in your life is vitally important, because whatever spiritual knowledge we do not learn in this lifetime, in this physical incarnation, we do not take with us. That is why it is vitally important to apply yourself diligently to the task at hand, because only the spiritual traits, qualities, aspirations, realizations become part of our immortal self, what we take back to source. If we do not latch on to that which is indestructible, we shall not survive our own physical demise. This is a powerful warning. It is now, or it could be never. The moment is always now. The awareness is always now. Perhaps it is not clear that, perhaps you don't understand, it's not clear in your mind that the soul is immortal, but we are not. Our egos are not. Our physical shell, this 3D genetic vehicle, is not. If we do not learn here and now to identify with our higher self, we might never do so. It might be endless repetition of the same, more of the same. This particular life, right now, this incarnation, will have been wasted. What there might be of our personality devoid of any universal traits shall be lost forever. Our unresolved traits of character will gravitate towards our animal souls, the nefesh, and in time shall be reassembled as aspects of a new personality in our future life on another planet. It almost doesn't seem fair. Nothing in such a consciousness will survive. Yet all errors will have to be rectified in a future life of that soul which wasted its previous opportunity. Please do not waste this precious opportunity that you have in this lifetime to connect to your higher self, to self-empower yourself within the sovereign connection back to source, live through your higher self, reign over all as Jesus, Yeshua, has promised, with this new heaven, this new consciousness that connects you to the new earth, which is the quantum moment of the now, the eternal and perfect now.
Namaste, Namaskaram.